Hey, thanks for watching again. I hope you're not only watching, I hope you subscribed. But this video, I'm going to show you how to do a full face beat in this heat for St. Martin. So tune in, watch, subscribe, and like the video. Stay tuned. Hey y'all. All right, you know me, I'm going straight into the video. So I am doing the same brown lift to the eyebrows that I did on the last video. This is the e.l.f. brow lift, and I'm just combing it in using that e.l.f. Eyebrow brush, scapula, duo, shabab, whatever you want to call it. But I basically take the product, I put it inside the comb side, and I brush it into the eyebrows. And then I'm showing you what it looks like compared to from one side of me using it and then the other side with me not using it. I just comb it through the eyebrows and I press it down with that scapula. And then I kind of like shape it into the way that I want my eyebrows to be. Excuse the yawn, honey. You know, I'm on vacation. You know how you plan to basically rest, but you do everything but rest, okay? Okay, so I'm using the Huda Beauty loose setting powder in shade Banana Bread, and I'm just taking my e.l.f. fluffy brush and I'm just pressing that powder on the eyebrows just so that it doesn't look shiny and it lasts a lot longer. But I am using the NYX eyebrow lift pen, and I'm just making hair-like strokes in the eyebrows. I start from the very beginning and then I take it all the way down to the tail. And you'll see me just make, you know, hair-like strokes in the eyebrow. Take your time, because you can easily create some huge strokes. So just take your time and use the tip and go lightly on the face with it. And of course, I'm using the Saint Laurent XX13, which is about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my skin complexion. And then I take that Morphe brush, the square-like shape, and I just take my time and I line underneath the eyebrow. With this tutorial, you'll see me go in with my foundation just so that I can shape the tail at the top of my eyebrow, because usually I don't unless I feel like I need to. But yeah, I just take the Morphe brush, and I line underneath the eyebrow, and then you'll see me bring it down my whole eyelid, and I use that for my base for my eyeshadow. I'm just buffing out the concealer on the eyelid so it's not thick and heavy on the eyelid. And then this is me using the foundation with that same Morphe brush. And I'm going to line the tail end of my eyebrow. And you'll see the difference in the eyebrow. I literally just do the tail just to give it a better shape. You see, it just kind of gives it a sharper look at the tail. And I take that same e.l.f. brush and I just blend in the top, because I don't want to show any type of concealer on the top of my eyebrow. I don't want any halo look. And again, this is the same ColourPop eyeshadow. I brought the same neutral shadow palette with me, so I use this palette basically every day. And you saw I pointed in the color that I used. I used this color as my transition shade. And then you'll see me eventually go to a darker brown shade, and I use that for the bottom part of the eyelid. And I just blend those two colors together. I did the same two colors I used during this whole vacation. This orangish shade at the top, and then the brown at the bottom. And as you see, I just take the brush and I just push the color into the eyelid. I don't do too much swiping. I push, and then I'll swipe a little bit after I push. But most of the time, I'm just pushing the color in, and that gives more pigment with the eyeshadow. And then this is the Danessa Meyer's colorfix. I actually really love this stuff. I'm gonna get a couple more different colors. But you see that small amount? I didn't even need that much. You don't need a lot of this product. I always put on the back of my hand, And then I take a flat brush, and I am creating a halo eye look today. So I just take it to the center of the eye, and I just press it. And I don't try to be perfect where the placement is, because I'm going to go through the bottom edges with that dark brown shade again. But it's more of how high you want the halo to go up. Because I have a what do you call it? I can't give you a name of the shape of my eyelid that I have, but I just like to make sure that when I open my eyes, you can still see that gold pigmentation. A hooded eye, that's what I have. I have a hooded eyelid. So I like to make sure that when I do a color like this, I go above. When I open my eyes, you can actually still see the pigment. So I'm just taking my time, going back and forth with my hand and pressing it in. Okay, so I went back to that brown shade that I use at the bottom of the eyelid, and I just basically blend in the bottom half of the halo, just so that the two colors are blending in together. I don't take it to the top, I just take it at the very bottom, just kind of mesh the two different colors in together. Okay, back again to the same products. This is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Moisturizer, and I'm just rubbing it into my face just like you would do with naturally with lotion on your face. And this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I just push it into my T-zone areas, the areas that get oily. So I take it to my cheekbones, my chin, my nose, and my forehead. Those are predominantly the areas that I get oily throughout the night. So I just push that into my skin. This is the e.l.f. eye cream, and I just put probably a dime size out of that, and I put it underneath both my eyes, and I just moisturize underneath my eyelids. This helps prevent creasing and caking from the concealer, because again, we're doing a full face, so I'm going to put 2 different layers of concealers on, and this prevents if I'm looking too heavy or too thick underneath my eyes. Okay, so this is the e.l.f. primer. I take a little bit and I put it on my hand, and then I just mush it. That's the best way to describe it. I mush it onto my face. I push it in. I push it in all over the face, because this basically allows the foundation to stick on, or the makeup to stick onto my face. And you'll kind of see how sticky it gets just by being pressing it. I think the best way to do it is if you just push it in versus rubbing it in. And you see how sticky it looks. So I'm using the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint in shade 16, and you just see me squeezing it on my face. I put it in the same areas: forehead, the cheeks, the nose, and the chin. And then you see me use that same Morphe brush. This is like the perfect brush. I'm going to try to start using this on my foundations to see if I get the same look, but I really love using this with the skin tint. And I brush it into my face. I don't do too much swiping. It's kind of going fast, so you can't really tell, but I'm just making small, tiny strokes, and I push it into my face. I think I probably spend more time blending in my makeup than me applying the makeup. I probably take maybe 2 or 3 minutes just to put the foundation on, blending that in. And then when you do the concealer, you got to blend that in. So I mean, that probably takes most of the time of doing makeup. It's just blending in everything so it looks seamless. So when it comes to makeup, you just have to take your time. And baby, let me tell you, my husband be over me in the bathroom doing makeup. But if you want it to look good, take your time, and they just gonna have to wait. Okay, so the first choice of concealer I used is the Tarte shade concealer in shade Deep. and I apply it to the same areas underneath both the eyes, the bridge of the nose, underneath the nose, the chin, and the forehead. Okay, so this is the Black Opal in shade Espresso. I really love this product because it blends in seamlessly. You don't have to do a lot when it comes to blending this product out. And I use this directly on the face. I don't think it's hard to blend out to the point where you have to use a brush. Oh, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And I just spray the face just to make sure everything blends in good with the spray. But yeah, I'm using the Real Technique brush. This is a dense brush, and I think it's perfect to blend out my contour. So when it comes to contouring the face, I always do the upper cheekbones, the forehead, and sometimes I do underneath the jawline. Just kind of depends upon how much time I have. But with this time, I don't think I did underneath the jaw. I just did upper cheekbones and the forehead. And then when it comes to the cheekbones, I draw the line directly on the cheekbones. It gives to me more of the color of the contour look that I want. And then when it comes to the forehead, I draw small lines and then I just blend it out. Alright, so I'm taking the Real Technique setting brush and I am just blending out the concealers. I always start off with the edges first. So I blend out the edge and then I buff out a little bit in the middle just so that everything is blending in the skin. I don't try to take the product away. I just want it to look seamless on the face. So I just kind of push it in the face, if that makes sense. Same thing with the edges. I blend out the edges underneath the eyes. Then I'll go to the forehead, and then you'll see me go back and forth with the contour brush eventually, just to blend the contour and the concealer together. But yeah, I'm just taking the brush and I'm just basically pushing in the concealer. Again, I'm not swiping it away, I'm not moving it, I'm pressing it in with the brush. I've gotten used to using the brush versus the sponge because the sponge, it tends to take the product away from the face. And again, this is a full face look, so I'm using the brush during the set. Did you see my husband? He literally went to get in the shower as I'm recording. Thank God I didn't record him. But we just laughed because I'm just like, what the hell? You don't see me recording right now? Anyway, the respect, okay? But anyways, I'm taking this sponge and I'm pushing it into the nose. You gotta excuse me because I'm still laughing at his crazy ass. And remember I said I'm going to do 2 different layers. So this second layer, I'm using the Kevyn Aucoin in XX11. It's just a brighter shade. I'm just going to make that under eye pop a little bit more. And this product, you do not need a lot. You just need very small amount, and it's creamy and it's thick, so you don't have to let this product sit for a long time versus other concealers. You want it to sit to get thicker, to get full coverage. With Kevyn Aucoin, you don't need that. You literally put it on and then you could just start pushing it in immediately. So I'm using that contour brush. Again, I don't have any extra product on the brush, and I am just pushing in the contour with that concealer, that first concealer that we use, just so that it blends in good. Okay, so now I am pushing in the Kevyn Aucoin, and I just push slightly into the face. I don't try to bring this product all over the face. I try to keep it at the same place underneath the eye in the corner. But again, I'm just pushing it in. And then this is that Morphe highlighter shade, or not even a shade, it's a liquid highlighter. I keep trying to use this stuff just to kind of see if it's going to give differently, if I use it a different way. So this time I try to use a sponge and push it into the higher cheekbones. Because of the lining in the bathroom, you really can't tell. I mean, it did a little bit something, but I think I'm going to try that Juvia's Place liquid highlighter just to kind of see if it does better. Because this Morphe one, I don't know, it don't give what it's supposed to give. It does not really highlight the face, and if you press it on your face, it leaves the circles from that the spoolie that it comes with. So I don't know, but again, I tried. I used the butt of the sponge. See, you can't even, you really can't see it. I'm trying to see if you see it by tilting the head, but if I gotta do all that, I wouldn't even recommend this product. Okay, so I'm using a triangular puff, and I'm just pushing in that Huda Beauty and banana bread underneath the eye to set underneath the eyes. For whatever reason, I didn't show it on this video, but I did go back to use the sponge to push in the concealer just to make sure I got rid of any creases. You want to make sure you do this before you apply that loose setting powder. Like I'm doing here, you want to go in with that sponge, push in any possible creases, and then go in with the loose setting powder. And again, I'm using that Huda Beauty in shade Banana Bread, and I'm just pushing it in. I'm gonna, everywhere I conceal, I'm gonna use this loose setting powder. So I'm gonna go underneath the eyes, underneath the nose, the chin, the forehead, and then you'll see me bake on top of the bridge of the nose and on the side of the nose. Okay, so this is the Mocha Mommy bronzer from Fenty, and I'm just using that angle brush, and I'm going over everywhere we contour. I kind of go to the upper part of the cheekbones with this product. So everywhere we contour with that cream contour from Black Opal, we're taking the Mocha Mommy, and we're just going over all that. Alright, this is my small angle fluffy brush, and I use this brush just to contour the nose. And I'm using the Mocha Mommy from Fenty just to contour the nose. I don't do too much. I always take this brush to the tip or the front of the eyebrows, and I bring it down to the tip of the nose on both sides. And I just take my time to do it. I don't spend too much time doing this part. I just take a little bit of the product because I don't like a harsh look. And then you'll see me take the Huda Beauty loose setting powder with the sponge, and I'm just going on the side of the nose just to snatch up the nose, and it helps prevent you keeping that harsh look from that contour. And this is the part that I use the Danessa Myricks cream blush. It's like a purple shade. It is so beautiful. So I've always been skeptical about doing cream blush on top of powder, just because I don't know if it's gonna look patchy, but I had no patchy look from this stuff. So you can literally use this cream on top of the liquid concealer and the bronzer, and then go ahead and set everything and going in with a powder blush on top. But with this, you don't even have to do that. You can literally set the face and then go in with that cream blush. It's very pretty. Like I said, it does not give a patchy look. Okay, so I'm taking the same Huda Beauty with that triangle puff. This is the loose setting powder, and I'm just going in underneath the cheekbones just to snatch it up a little bit more. And then you'll see me go, oh, no. So because I wanted a full face beat, when I know I'm going to be out in the heat, I go in and set the entire face with one size in shade Deep Dark. I take that thick pad that you see, it's like a sponge pad. I press it in the powder, then I press it a little bit on my arm just to get rid of the excess powder, and then I press it over the entire face. I push it in over everywhere except for under my eyes, because if I put it underneath my eyes, it's gonna be pointless to do all that highlighting. Because this shade, I mean, it's a little bit lighter than my skin complexion, but I don't want to darken underneath my eyes. So I take this and I apply it everywhere on my face. And this literally helps my face from getting oily throughout the night. Again, you'll see if you watch this video all the way through, you'll see what my face looked like right before I wash it off. And because I'm out of town, I'm not keeping makeup on. And even at home, I don't keep makeup on a long time. I usually keep it on for maybe 3 hours, unless I'm doing something during the daytime, and that's rarely. So you'll see me at the video at the very end. I'll show you what my face looks like 3 hours afterwards. But this one size does help out a lot when it comes to that. Okay, so now I'm taking one of my favorite foundation powders, press powders, from e.l.f. And I just take my little fluffy brush and I go over the entire face with this brush. Okay, so I am just wiping away all the baked powder that I left on my nose and the bridge. I don't have any extra powder or anything extra on this brush. It's just a plain brush and I'm just buffing away that extra powder. Now I am pushing in that loose setting powder that we applied with the Huda Beauty. I'm just pushing it in underneath the eyes. And again, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And this is the one size mascara. What I always do when it comes to doing lashes, I put a strip of the dual glue on the eyelid first, then I apply the mascara, and then I apply the strip. Of course, I have the dual glue on the strip as well. When I put the dual glue on my eyelid first and then on the strip, it sticks so much quicker. Okay, sorry. This is the contour. I felt like I needed a little bit more of a darker shade, which I normally always do. This is the Pat McGrath in Mahogany. And I'm just kind of going over over the cheekbones and the forehead, basically everywhere we put that Fenty. And I kind of go lower. I go lower underneath the Mocha Mami. And then this is the Charlotte Tilbury in shade number 2. And I just take a little bit of this powder and I push it in underneath the eye. This gives a slightly lighter look underneath the eyes. Again, if I want a brighter look, I would take that triangle puff pad and I would push that into the Charlotte Tilbury, then apply it to my eyes. But I don't care for that look, so yeah, I just always take the brush. And then this is the ColourPop highlighter that I have. And I just use my finger and I just apply it to the tip of the nose and the bridge of the nose, just to kind of give a little highlighter look in the middle of the face. All right, this is me applying the eyelashes. I always stick the lashes to the middle part of my eyelid first, and then I take the edges and then I push it into my eyelids. So middle part, then the edges, and then I end up pushing it all together. So I initially did not really plan on putting any color underneath the eye, but I said forget it, let's try something different, let's do something new. So I used the Juvia's Place, that blue shadow that you saw, and I take that blue that I pointed to and I just apply it underneath the eye. Okay, so to allow that blue to pop out a little bit more, I take the Sephora blue eyeliner pencil and I just line underneath my eyes with this pencil. And I take that shimmery color that you see me point to, and I take a small little dense fluffy brush and I use that color just to give an inner corner pop to the blue. So that allowed that blue, do you see it? It allowed that blue to stick out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm using the same old pencil color. I swear I'm going to buy some new pencils just to try them out, but this is Trendsetter. I'm just lining the lips. I like to overline my lips just a little bit, just to give a little room to the lips. But yeah, I'm just lining the lips, and then you'll see me take this Morphe lip gloss, and I think this is in shade Freebird, and I apply it to the lips. But it didn't kind of give me what I really wanted it to give. So you'll see me go in with a dose of color from Shayla. And then I just apply that on top. And then I push it in together. But yeah, this is the gloss that I'm talking about. And as you see, it don't really give what I wanted to give. Now, do you see the color that I'm talking about that this one gives? It just gives, it's a nude creamy lip color. Okay, so this is the final look once I finish, but then I'm like, no, I think I need to spray one more time, baby. So I sprayed again, and then I'll push it in with the brush. But this is the final look. This is what I gave before going out. Again, I hope you watched this entire video. I hope you subscribe and like this video because more is coming. Thank you.